Hello and welcome back to the channel. It is time for another Alliance War. This is war number 9 of Season 45. And in this war, we are taking on PYCB. Very different team this time around, bringing in Captain America Infinity War. For my first time ever, believe it or not, I am taking Hercules to a in-season war. And then we've got America Chavez. Also in this war, something a little bit different for the season, I have 5 fights instead of the standard 4. So let's jump in and get going. I start off the war on path number 8, and I'm going to continue on path number 8 in section 2. And then we have a mini on Boss Island. First fight up on this path is going to be against a nice little beefy Terrax here. And really the plan on this fight is I'm going to use Hercules. You're going to see here, nothing really to worry about the nodes. He's going to get some extra crit when I knock him down. But the plan is to build up 2 charges, try to avoid taking as much of the rock field damage as possible so I don't have to heal up too much. You can see I am fairly decently boosted with 30, 25, 20, simply because I plan on in one run going up and taking that mini on Boss Island. Little worried about it, so we're going to go ahead and just jump into this guy. And you can see plan here is just to build up some feats of strength, as many as I can on this guy. Really just want to get the 2 that will carry on. And minimize damage. So you can see I did throw on a combat regen boost just to kind of offset some of the rock field damage. And I'm also going to try to do some special intercepts just to get some extra damage in, without having to worry about that rock field too much. So, through the first one, not too terrible. I'm at 92% health. So, holding decently to not taking too much damage. Hopefully can use some of these armor breaks this time around to heal up a little bit. You can see I'm backing away now. I do have 8 armor breaks on me, so it does hurt even on a parry when we go in there. But, through some willpower healing, I'm healing up a little bit. You can see there, got back up to about 91, 92%, and hopefully this special 2 will finish them off. And there we go. So, did a good job there of minimizing the damage that I took on that fight. That was really the whole big concern going in there. Get 2 charges, minimize damage, come out with full attack bonus. Really all that I needed there. So we're going to jump ahead to the next fight. And we're going to be taking this Juggernaut. And this is with Captain America Infinity War. So, really the main thing there is the underhanded comment node. I think is what it was, where for each buff on him, my ability accuracy is going to be reduced. So I have to watch out for parries. And this is why I have the science boost on. It's going to be for this in the next fight. My cap is only rank 4. So, kind of boosting up a little high. Not so worried about this fight, although hindsight probably should have been a little bit more worried about it, but more worried about the next one. So, this is just going to be a parry heavy fight. And if you've known me or if you've watched my channel, in parry heavy fights, at some point in time in the fight, I'm going to miss a parry. And there we go. We've got the first special 2 off. Could have gone in quicker for the attack there, but you can see he's got 2 buffs on him. There, tried to parry and it didn't stick, so I got, the heavy. We get his special 2 out of him. He's now up to 3 fury buffs, so... And there we go. I had the parry in there, waited half a second to see if it's, took, and it did, but it was too long, so I ended up getting the combo there. So, it is what it is. We're going to finish this fight off. A little bit of health loss there, not terrible, still fairly quick fight, but just some healing potions that I've got to use before we get to the next fight. So here we go. We're going to move ahead to section 2, and let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit. And here we're taking on this Kindred. Fortunately not awakened. Going to be using, once again, cap IW for this. You're going to see that I'm going to toss in, a heal. Once again, not the end of the world. Want to top him up the whole way, just to counterbalance any degen, any mess-ups I would make. I am not going in with an invulnerability boost. Once again, with Power Start 1, so I can get to that SP2, drop it, and hopefully get close to another one. And, really plan here same as Jugs. Parry heavy as much as possible. There, I thought I got the parry once again. Missed. He goes stun immune, so I got to take a little chip damage, take a hit. Not the end of the world. He gets his special one off. We get our parry into a special 2. Decent amount of damage there. But of course he was stun immune, so the stun doesn't take, which is fine. You know, really practiced on countering his SP1. Don't really need to do it necessarily, but figured I wanted to go ahead and get the practice in. And this guy is being very, I'm going to call him Mysterio-like, with wanting to throw heavies. And there, I forgot that he would not be stunned after my SP2, so I went in to counter it and kind of ate some damage there. Doing okay damage-wise, you know, at 70%. Not going to be using him again, so not too worried about where I finish health-wise. And, you know, once again, stun immune. You know, that's kind of the story of this fight is, you know, dealing with him being stun immune. I just want to parry and an SP2 so I can get the SP2 off with my Fury. And here, you know, I start doing next to no damage. If you watch my hits and all that, you know, he's down to 10%. Only did 5% on a heavy. And there we go. Took another 5-hit combo to finish him off. So really kind of slowed down there, the end there, but we made it through with full attack bonus. Now I do take kind of a breather here. That fight wasn't as clean or as nice as I wanted it to be. So I just kind of took a couple seconds to collect my thoughts because I'm going to do the next 2 in one run. I've got, you can see Hulkling up on a path, and you know, he's got Rich Get Richer. I'll go ahead and just bring the nodes up. Let me go ahead and do this. And there you go. So he's got the inevitable power. So for each buff he's gained, and he gains a lot of buffs, he's going to get the power efficiency passive. He's got Rich Get Richer power. So the plan going in here with Chavez is I'm going to throw on an invulnerability boost in case something happens and I push him to an SP3. But I want to get off at least 2 full heavy combos. So, you know, do a medium into all 3 hits of the heavy. So I can get the dimension up so that when he's not gaining any power, basically. So, you know, let's go ahead and jump into it. So with 2 of the dimensions up, it's going to reverse his power gain that he's getting from the node, which is what I want. He's going to gain power fast enough. I don't need him, you know, just constantly gaining power throughout the fight. So it kind of changes my style of fighting. So you'll see here a couple hits into the 3-hit heavy to get the negative zone up. So we've got 1, and you can see the power gain is reduced. So we're going to do another one, and now you'll start seeing it slowly coming down. Now it's just a matter of him throwing specials. I'm going to do a 1-hit into a special 2 to do some damage, and of course his indestructible buff comes up. And I go in too early there. Fortunately, I did have the invuln boost on. There, we're going to do all 3 just to get another negative zone up. We're going to wanted to do 1 hit into the SP3 there, and I kind of messed up and threw the SP3 a second early. You know, wasn't really looking at it for the damage, but for the additional dimensions being populated there. And of course, indestructible up again. So we're going to back off here. We're going to do 2 hits into a special 1. Now we've got 2 of each zone up. We do lose the negative zones. So kind of slow play this into the heavy for a special 2, hoping it'll finish, and it does. So not too bad there. A little bit slower fight. Probably could have managed the dimensions a little bit better, but overall fairly pleased with it. So now it's time to jump forward to the fight that I was a little worried about. It's an R3 Awakened Killmonger on Boss Island. It's on the Brute Force Polka Dot Power Stun Reflect node. So can't stun him, can't gain power. I'm going to be using Hercules. Whole plan here is to, you know, heavy counter his specials and heavy counter his heavies. The other thing that I'm wanting to make sure that does not happen is that I do not get pushed into my corner. I can dex his heavy in a corner probably 3 out of 4 times, but I just don't want to take that damage in there, especially with the brute force node. if I get backed into the corner and he gets really, into throwing heavies and I miss one or two of them, I'm going to take a lot of damage by it from brute force. So you can see I did throw on recoil masteries just for the extra damage. I'm not going to be throwing any specials in this fight. So, not going to matter there. I'll take the initial little bit of damage. It's usually about 7% because I have, the way I've got my mastery set up. So I'm going to be fine with that little bit of health loss, but want the extra damage. So here we go. Throws a heavy right away. Able to counter with my heavy, get the armor breaks on there. So that's, the whole reason Cap IW was in there was for that synergy, so that every time I, complete a feat, I'm going to put an armor break on Killmonger. So a little far away from there, but I did get lucky. Do have the indestructible boost if I end up needing it. So, and if I end up accidentally parrying him, good thing with Herc, I will be stun immune. So, there we go. We're just kind of hitting into him, keeping him back in the corner. So far, 30% in, going exactly like I wanted. He's throwing specials fairly quick. I'm able to get some 5-hit combos in. Feeling pretty good at this point. Now down to about 44% in less than a minute. Really liking the way this fight is going. Going to get my striker in there, and then I'll heavy out of it to get another armor break on there. Down to 25%. Miss a dex on a heavy, so I'm down to 1 hit now left on my invuln boost. Down to 18%. Get a nice little intercept there. Down to 5. I just need to tap him again, and there we go. So fairly quick, fairly clean, much better than I had hoped that it would go. Takedown of that big old beefy Killmonger. So, if you go back and look at it, it's, I think he had 600,000 health, something like that. 524,000 health. So, fairly decent health pool there to take down in, fairly short period of time. Luckily, Hercules is just that good. I always also had the nice little safety net of his, indestructibility there if I should happen to, eat a combo or something like that, as long as it wasn't a special 3. I was going to be able to survive and then, of course, be indestructible and unblockable. So, that is the nice thing about bringing in Hercules to war. So with that, for the season, I am now at 36 kills and 0 deaths. This one should be a win. It's not quite over yet. We've got about an hour or so left in it as the time I'm recording this. But, we're finished. They have more deaths than us, so it's a win. And you can see they're really having to expand the champions used list quite a bit. Shuri's still leading the way with just 6, fights out of the 36. But you can see there, I've used a bunch of different champions. And the same with champions fought. Really only a few that I have fought more than once this whole season. That's Domino, Hulkling, Spot, Atuma, and Morbius. And, I've kind of liked it. It is a unique challenge. It is something a little bit different. And, I like doing, the different fights. Fortunately, I've been successful in all of them so far. We do have 3 wars left. We're looking much better now than the start of the season. We do need to keep it going, though, in these last 3 wars. And hopefully, if all goes well, I'll be able to finish this season, let's say 36, 40, 44, maybe 48 kills, 0 deaths would be awesome. I have a feeling there's going to be a death sneak in there somewhere. There usually is. But as always, I do want to thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like and the subscribe. It does help me out. I would greatly appreciate it if you would do it. And if you're not interested in the lower tier wars from my second account, you feel free to stop watching at this point. But I do have a couple, little bonus footage here of my second account running through a few fights. They're not great, but, it is something just a little bit different. So, for the rest of it, feel free to drop if you are not interested. But, bringing in a different team here as well on this account. Going to bring in, CGR, OG Ironman, and Scorpion. Really, I am throwing on an invuln boost here just because it is in slightly boosting, because I am going to be taking on a mini as well. So threw that on because fighting Iron Doom here, I have a tendency to miss the dex on his SP1, and it's unblockable. So wanted just to have that on there in case I miss it. Fortunately, if he will come in, there we go. Didn't need to worry about it. Fairly quick fight there with CGR. So we're going to go ahead and move ahead. And this is going to be Doom, and I'm going to use Scorpion here. Fairly straightforward Scorpion fight. My way of fighting with Scorpion is medium, light, medium. Get a couple of those in. Let's get one more. Oops, we're going to do the 5-hit combo there. Sorry. So we get the taunt. We get a bunch of stings on there, and he takes a fair amount of damage. So there's another medium, light, medium. Taunt's still on, so he throws that special one fairly quick. And there we go again. Medium, light, medium. Hoping I get one more. There we go. And then we're going to do a 5-hit combo into special one. Get him to throw again and kill himself with the sting damage. So there you go. 33-second takedown of Doom. I love Scorpion for that. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead here, and we're going to kind of just fast forward through this fight a little bit. This is just a Ironman versus Sauron. Seen this fight on my channel several times. Whole point of this fight is to get the special ones off, to remove his prowess. We're in Arc Overload, so able to do a fair amount of damage there. Take that Sauron down in about 50 seconds. Excuse me. And now we've got Omega Sentinel. This one can be a little bit tricky with CGR because of her armor ups and the possible of the auto block. So kind of just praying for the RNG gods here. So we get our parry heavy off. And you're going to see here she's going to build up some armors because of the repeated. So she's at 3. And I just do a 4-hit combo there so that I'm able to get this off without having to worry about the auto block and then removing her armors. So she is at 2 bars of power, which I don't like, but you can see there, finish her off easily in 4 more hits. So very nice, quick 20-second fight there in war. Never going to argue about those. And then we're going to jump ahead to the one mini boss that I get to take, which is Bishop, and this is on the prowess build up, power snack, 1 too many hits node. Don't have to worry about power snack because I can't be my armors can't be nullified. Do have to worry about the unblockable, and I do have to worry about the power sting. So plan here, like always, remove the prowess with Ironman specials, and then just watch out for the power sting. That's really the only 2 things here. And you can see in this fight, the last part of that, watch out for the power stings. I don't do very well. But I also use the power stings to heal up the damage that I do take. So you can see there, had a power sting on me. Did do a chunk of damage, about 20 or so %. So not the greatest there, but now I'm getting the willpower healing from it. So I'm fine with that. Don't have to worry about Bishop Special 1 and the incinerates. I am incinerate immune as long as I've got armor, which with OG Iron Man is usually always. And taking his specials in the block doesn't really do very much damage because the amount of armor that Iron Man has. So you can see here, just once again, just kind of using that power sting that's on there for some willpower healing. We're going to push him up over a bar again. We're healing back up. We were down to, we're about 61%. We're back up to about 70. Just, taking it nice and slow and easy. Trying to bait out a special 2 here. And he's not wanting to throw it, as the AI is nowadays. And there we go. A little dex out of it. He's back up over a bar. So we've got to wait out the power stings. Get a special 2, dex, and I'm backing up so that I can do a special 2 intercept so I can finally throw a special and get arc overload up. And there we go. So arc reactor up, sorry. And now we finally got that up, and now we can just use, that power sting that we get on us to just kind of heal up for the rest of the fight. And we're finally doing a little bit more damage, thankfully. Get another special 2 out of him. We'll push him back up over a bar so we get another power sting. And at this point, I don't have any more fights with him. I am just ready to get done with this fight. It has gone on long enough. So, nope, I thought I was going to do it there. Got 9% left. We don't care about the power sting. We took a little bit of damage there just to finish him off with a special 2. So fairly clean fights there for the second account as well. So once again, if you stuck it out this long, thank you very much for watching the whole way to the end. Do appreciate any likes or any subscribes that you can send my way. Feel free to tell your friends and your alliance mates. Do have some other things coming up on the channel. Going to have a live stream again today for some Battlegrounds. And then I have a third path in Necropolis coming up on Thursday, the 30th of November. I will be running my third path of Necropolis. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next one.